Should people responsible for the drugs that lead to a deadly overdose be charged with murder?
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Kentucky lawmakers have proposed an amendment to Kentucky's statute on murder with a potential bill adding more harsh consequences to drug traffickers responsible for overdose-related deaths. WYMT's Jordan Mullins spoke to law enforcement and one county attorney about what they think about the potential change.
Under current law in Kentucky, prosecution of drug traffickers responsible for overdose-related deaths is a maximum charge of second-degree manslaughter, punishable by 5 to 10 years in prison and a fine between $1,000 and $10,000.
If a suspect sells or gives an individual narcotics and they overdose and they pass away, then now they're held as a manslaughter second. It can be charged manslaughter second.
But Kentucky lawmakers are seeking to make a change. House Bill 388 was introduced earlier this year, amending the definition of murder in Kentucky statutes.
It could be a gift, could be distribution without pay, it could be a trade, it could be your friend giving you something. But if that friend or that drug dealer ultimately gives you something that kills you, then yes, under the proposal, it would become murder as opposed to manslaughter.
While many folks agree with what lawmakers are working towards, some say more needs to be done to ease the burden of proof to prosecute legally.
Kentucky's legislature, if they want to make this modification, is going to have to figure out some way to address that intentional act burden that the court system would have, that prosecutors and police officers would have.
But law enforcement and attorneys believe they and Kentucky's lawmakers are in agreement.
We want to get these dealers of death off the streets. And as we do that, I hope we'll see less overdoses and less drugs in our community.
In the Big Sandy, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Floyd County Attorney Keith Bartley added that he does believe drug traffickers need to face more stiff penalties for causing overdose deaths, but a, quote, monumental overhaul to the criminal justice system may be what is needed to accomplish this. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office has had a drug interdiction team for several years, but in January of 2023, it announced it would be expanding this mission. For the last 6 months, the Sheriff's Office has partnered with the City of London Police as part of the Laurel County Drug Interdiction Task Force. Gilbert Achardo with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office says this partnership helps both departments cover more ground and to make more drug-related arrests.
And of course, when you have a lot of drug trafficking in an area, you also have an increase in other crimes to include DUIs involved in traffic crashes. You have thefts and burglaries. By us actually getting together and forming a task force like we actually have a lot more resources.
London City Police Chief Chuck Johnson adds that the task force has worked to remove numerous amounts of meth, fentanyl, and other deadly substances from the streets of Laurel County.
Well, for a lot of us, a nice day out there today, though some of us did happen to run into a few downpours, even a few rumbles of thunder through parts of the region. The view outside right now, though, rather calm, but notice in the distance, if you look real closely on our Pikeville Medical Center camera, you'll see some of that fog trying to billow at this hour. We'll continue to watch that. 63, the current reading there. We got up into the upper 70s and low 80s for most today. Pikeville an exception at 75, Logan at 73, Wise at 72. Everybody else was on the warmer side. Temperatures out there now, still a few stragglers near the lake in the low 70s, even mid 70s. Look at Monticello at 74. Elsewhere, low to middle 60s out there. Mostly a clean sweep on pinpoint Doppler. You see what's left of those storms that billowed up earlier out across southwest Virginia east of the region, and we take you on a satellite and radar view of things, and you'll see we've mostly ended our rain chances for the night. So as we head through the nighttime hours, down into the upper 50s for some as we head through the overnight. Just have to watch out for that patchy fog in the morning. Steve, I'll have the latest on the potential for some more showers in a few minutes.
All right, Evan, thank you. One Floyd County church is looking for the people responsible for vandalism in their fellowship hall. Someone broke into the church kitchen recently, breaking coffee pots, glass doors, and more, even urinating on items meant to be sold in a fundraiser and defecating in the sink. Community members say it comes as a shock because the space and the church have always served the community with an open door.
We don't have a lot of money here, but you know, anything that we do have, we would gladly give it to anybody. And we would welcome, if you need help, come ask us.
Anyone with information about the vandalism can contact Kentucky State Police Post 9 in Pikeville. Police in Corbin are looking into reports of racist flyers being spread through town. The flyers claim to be from the Ku Klux Klan. The flyers say to be on the lookout for drugs or criminal activity. Neighbors are concerned about where they are coming from and say they are unwelcome. Michael Jones found a bunch of folded up flyers in his neighborhood yesterday.
Altogether, it's garbage. And I feel like that if when they come to our town, if they suggest or even insinuate that they're going to do anything, that they should be escorted out of town.
Corbin police say they are not sure if the KKK is actually behind this or if it's someone just trying to stir up trouble. Corbin's mayor says the flyers were found in just one section of town. People from Paris and Mount Sterling say similar papers were found there as well. Monica Hardin, the girlfriend of Stephen Shing, who is accused of killing Scott County Deputy Caleb Conley, is now in custody in Ohio. We've told you before that she was wanted on theft charges, among others, in Ohio. She appeared in Franklin County Court after being arrested before being sent back to Ohio. She's accused of being with Shing when he allegedly went on the rampage that ended in the deputy's death. It's not clear if she will face more charges in connection to that. Dump Day is an opportunity for Knott Countyans to get rid of some items for free. It is this Saturday from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Transfer Station and Ecology Office behind Knott County Central High School. Knott County Ecology Officer Chris Ambergy says it's a way to help keep the county clean.
We had a really good turnout the first dump day. People were asking when's the next one. So, you know, a lot of our people here in our county look forward to this day, and, you know, they take pride in their county and they want to, you know, they want to do their part to help keep our county clean. And it's definitely, you know, I think something everyone looks forward to.
Ambergy says tires and house debris is not permitted. If you have any questions regarding dump day, you can call the Judge Executive's office. Now that we are well into mowing season, it's a good idea to stay on top of your lawn equipment's maintenance. Jeffrey Houle has some tips on some things you can do at home to keep your mower running smoothly.
Maintaining your lawn equipment is key to its longevity and can save you money in the long run.
It's that time of the year. Check the deck belts, check the blades and, you know, spindles.
With summer only a week away, our lawns have been trimmed quite a few times. If you want to get the most out of your equipment, now is the time for preventative maintenance. Take steps to investigate the blades on your mower, making sure they're cutting clean.
I like to spin it to make sure that it turns freely and look at the edges to make sure that nothing's been nicked.
If chipped or dull, either sharpen the blades or replace them.
And this time of the year also, it's a pretty good time to change a fuel filter because you've ran this unit for approximately a third of a cutting season, and this helps keep the fuel clean and less carburetor problems.
Checking your air filter is just as important, as debris can get into your engine that way. Keeping your mower healthy also involves watching when you mow.
I would also recommend that people avoid cutting in wet, heavy grass because that can do damage to belts. You know, wait till the grass dries out to get a really good cut on it.
Getting a good cut also depends on how level your deck is, and checking to make sure you have equal pressure in your tires is also important. And as the season winds down in the fall, here's a tip that'll help you as you're packing up.
Run the fuel really low. I like to run machines completely out of fuel. Other people like to put fuel stabilizers and other chemicals in there to protect their gas over the wintertime.
Don't use fuel that's been sitting around for an excessive amount of time, as it can cause your mower to run poorly. Here for you in Princeton, I'm Jeffrey Houle.
Poor suggests servicing your mower in the fall can help save you time when it's time to get started again in the spring. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, the Fed decides to leave interest rates alone, at least for now.
And we'll continue to watch the potential for more showers later this week. Those details after this.